Hello, my little croissants. Today, I'm coming at you with a grocery haul. I did a Kroger delivery order. I spent about, I think it was $175. These grocery prices are going to give me an aneurysm, but I thought it would be fun to show you all what I got. I got quite a few things, so we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it. First up, we have this large and in charge bag of frozen broccoli. Frozen vegetables are a staple for me. They don't rot. You can eat them whenever your heart desires. And honestly, frozen broccoli tastes just as good as fresh to me. So I get a big old bag. This is from Bird's Eye, and I think this is about, I think this size was the 52 ounce, keeping with the frozen veggie theme. I got these frozen cut green beans. Again, frozen green beans are just one of those vegetables that do well in the freezer. They taste good. I usually just saute these up with some olive oil or butter, and I season them however my little heart desires. I've actually never shopped at Kroger before this. Well, no, I've been to Kroger out of town, but what I mean is I've never gotten my home groceries from Kroger. There are actually no Kroger stores near me, but they do deliver from their warehouse, which to me is a bonus. That means that there's not a lot of people, putting their little grimy hands on the groceries. It's just the warehouse workers. I also picked up these Kroger baby lima beans. Southern style. I love lima beans, and this might gross some people out, but my favorite way to eat lima beans is just to bake them in the oven, get them a little bit crispy but still a little juicy at the same time, and I eat them with a dollop of mayo. It makes it nice and creamy. It complements it. Don't knock it until you try it. I want to apologize if I'm moving a bit quickly. I don't want anything to melt or get too warm, but I did want to show you what I got. Next thing, I got these raw shrimp, tail off. They're peeled and deveined already, which is nice. These are the large shrimp. I'm not 100% sure what I'll do with this. I tend to eat a little bit boring at my house. I just usually eat some form of protein and some veggies, and if I'm feeling a little bit fancy, maybe a starch, something like that. I keep it very simple, so I'll probably just whip these up with some olive oil and Old Bay seasoning or some Tony's and eat it with some salad. Next, I got this bag of yellow onions. I love onions. I like them sauteed, caramelized, raw. I would almost eat an onion as like a palm fruit that I'm so obsessed with them. So these are a staple for me. I always have to have onions. To go with those onions, I got a 5-pound bag of yellow potatoes. These are my go-to potatoes. I like getting these the best because I just enjoy their flavor the most. They have a bit of a sweetness to them when you roast them up. I even like them in a mash. And the best part about these is that you don't have to skin them because the skin is not very tough. It's very tender, so you can just wash them, chop them up, season them, and throw them directly in the oven. One of my favorite things to eat in the whole entire world. I got this Simple Truth Korean style kimchi, probiotic, fermented raw. I just love kimchi. It has like a nice sourness to it. It's just so tasty and it's good for you. It's another thing. It's really great for the gut and digestion. And I just love anything kind of pickled or fermented. Any kind of kimchi I'm down for. Big fan of cabbage as well. Cabbage in any form I get down with. Another thing I picked out, we have this private selection spinach and artichoke dip. This is made with a Greek yogurt. I got this because I thought it would be good on something. I'm not really planning to eat it as a dip per se. I'm thinking of doing, it says it's rich and creamy and it's made with cream cheese, Parmesan, mozzarella, and blue cheese. I think I'm going to put this on some thinly sliced chicken breasts and kind of roll it up, do something like that, bake it in the oven, or maybe even with some salmon I could see this being really good. Something like that. Our next contestant in this haul, we have tofu. This is from Simply Truth Organic. It's the extra firm kind. I'm probably going to just dice this up, put a little marinade on it, and put it in the air fryer. I might do that with half of it, then the other half. I like to do a tofu scramble sometimes. It kind of mimics eggs. It's really delicious. I don't have a set recipe for either of those things. I tend to just lead with my heart and do a lot of guesswork, and usually it turns out pretty good that way. I have a decent understanding of what flavors work together and which ones don't. We have eggs. The last time I did a grocery haul, I did the I like eggs, and some of you did catch it, which made my little heart happy. If you're not aware what that's from, it's from a show called The Amanda Show from back in the day, and it was from a skit. I think it was called The Girls' Room, and one of the girls named Debbie, she was a dumbass, and she would say, I like eggs. Continuing on our haul, I got this gochujang. I hope I'm saying that right. This is a chili paste. It's vegan. It's used a lot in Korean cooking, which is one of my favorite cuisines. I've never actually used this. I know I've eaten it in plenty of things, but I figured it was time for me to branch out and to try to cook with it. Some more saucy things. I got this Kroger sriracha chili sauce. This is the Kroger knockoff version of the original sriracha. I forget what its actual name is, but you know, the one with the chicken on it that I think has like a green top. That's stupid expensive right now for no good reason. So I got this to try. I'm gonna see how this matches up to the Trader Joe's one. I did like the Trader Joe's one. If I had to critique it slightly, I would say it was just slightly sweeter than the original one. So then I got these marinated artichoke hearts. They're quartered. I love anything like this. A quick snack, a pickle, an olive, just anything like that, I'm down with it. And I'll absolutely tear it up. I've never actually prepared an artichoke myself. I feel like they're a pain in the ass and they kind of intimidate me, so I always resort to buying them already prepped. Maybe one day I'll be adventurous and clean up a fresh one and roast it, but today is not that day. I got 5 bunches of garlic. I'm a garlic fiend. I'm a garlic girly. What can I say? I always have garlic, and I'm kind of disgusting when it comes to garlic. I like it every which way. I don't think something can have too much garlic in it, which I know not a lot of people feel that way. They feel like it can be overwhelming, but not me. I can just eat, honestly, straight up roasted garlic, and I would thoroughly enjoy it. Yeah, I've just got a bunch of garlic because I use it in so many things. Got a couple more condiments. I got this pure sesame oil. This is just the Kroger brand. I was running low on sesame oil, so needed to restock. I use this when I do my tofu in the air fryer, or when I do my Asian salmon bites. Just do a little drizzle of sesame oil. You don't want to overdo it because it gives a nice subtle flavor if you use the right amount. But I've drowned something in this before and it basically made it inedible to me. Some more hot sauce. We gotta put some hair on our chest, you know. This is just the Louisiana brand hot sauce, original. This is not very hot. I think it's actually quite a mild hot sauce, but I like the flavor. It's good on just chicken breasts. It kind of brightens it up a bit. I'm quite a fan of it when it comes to fattier things that are more rich, because the vinegar in it is really good at cutting through all that and making those things taste more light. I got these frozen cut okra pieces. I love okra. I know that some people find it slimy, but I kind of find that part of it endearing. I like, I guess, slimy as a texture. It doesn't really bother me. But what I'm gonna do with this is very simple. I usually just whip it up with some stewed tomatoes. Do it kind of like a southern style stew. And I just eat that as a side, season it up however you like, and it's really delicious that way. I put a lot of garlic in it as well. I got these California style vegetables. I prefer frozen veggies over canned because I think they retain the fresh flavor better, and I don't know, they just cook up nicer. These I usually just saute again, very boring, simple but healthy French style green beans. These, they just taste different than the cut green beans. They have a slightly different texture. Again, it's a smart thing to keep frozen vegetables on hand. They're easy to whip up. You can eat it with some protein, some rice. It's like a 30-minute meal and relatively healthy and cheap. Of course, it would not be a grocery shopping trip without some milk. I got this big old jug, these big jugs of whole milk. I do have a little bit of almond milk in the pantry that I use for my coffee, and I like to have the one in my pantry for when my fridge is looking terrible and I don't have my whole milk. I still prefer whole milk over all the alternative milks, even though I do like them. There's just something nostalgic about whole milk, and I mean, let's be real, it just tastes the best. Then I picked out this side of salmon. I'm gonna break this down into let's say 3 to 4 pieces. I tend to buy bigger chunks of meat and I break them down myself. It's more cost effective that way. I actually ordered a bigger piece than this. It was going to be much longer. That's usually what I get. And I chop it up into several portions, but they ran out of that. And so I got this smaller piece, but it's still a good size. Gonna do the same thing. I just cut it up and put it into little single serve baggies. That way it defrosts really fast and I have no excuse to order delivery. This next item I'm perplexed by. I did not order this. I don't know if they threw this in as a little gift. They were worried about my calcium consumption, but they gave me just a single serve bottle of whole milk. Like I said, I really like milk. I don't know where this came from, but I'm happy about that. And on to some fresh veggies. I got this head of cauliflower. I love cauliflower. This is one of those vegetables that I think doesn't translate all that well when it comes to frozen vegetables. So I tend to always get it fresh. And It's honestly pretty sturdy as far as vegetables go. And what I mean by that is some veggies, you'll have it in your fridge for a couple of days and it rots so quickly. Cauliflower doesn't really do that. I just like to either roast this up or I make a really good Arabic style cauliflower soup. Maybe I'll do a recipe on that one day. It's really, really good. It's very heavy with cumin. So if you're not a fan of cumin, you would hate it. But it's just cauliflower, onions, a ton of cumin, stew meat, and you eat it over rice with some lemon. Super delicious. I got these. These are 2 big bunches of cilantro. I eat it on a ton of things. It's honestly just good as a topping. Like anything I eat, I just chop up a little bit, sprinkle it on top, and gives a nice little kick of freshness and herbiness. I got this premium salad kit, the Ultimate Caesar. This is from Dole. I don't really buy that many salad kits like this. I just feel like in general it's more economical to buy the lettuce and croutons, cheese, and dressing, and you'll get way more for what you pay for. But this is convenient, and I was just craving a Caesar salad, so I'm probably gonna bust this out tonight, and I might eat it with either some chicken breast or I think shrimp. I'm leaning towards shrimp. I love kale, so I got kale, but I've seen all the memes that are like, put coconut oil or butter or olive oil in your pan so that when you saute your kale, it goes into the trash easier. I think you guys who say things like that, you just haven't had kale well done. It's a great leafy green. It's good sauteed up. It's good as a salad. It's healthy. It's good for you. Eat your kale. I got 2 packs of sardines in oil, just the Kroger brand. I love sardines. You need to get on the sardine train if you haven't. I know that seafood in a can or whatever, it doesn't sound all that appealing, but once you get over the fear of it, it's really delicious. It's fast. It's easy. These are relatively cheap. They don't break the bank. And not to beat a dead horse, but they're healthy too. They're a good source of iron. So all my anemic girlies out there, eat your sardines. Keeping sort of with that theme, I got 2 cans of tuna. I just saute these up with kimchi, hot sauce, things like that, and I like to eat it over some rice. Again, it's quick and delicious, which are 2 of my favorite things. I picked out this can of diced tomatoes. I will be using this with the frozen okra I showed you earlier to make my okra stew. I got another thing of kimchi. I wanted to see between these 2 if there was a noticeable difference. Also, I was worried that they wouldn't have it and then I'd be left with no kimchi. Really, the only thing I was disappointed that they didn't have, and they didn't have any substitutions for it that I could pick, was my chicken leg quarters, which I get every time. So I'll have to go somewhere else to get those, which is fine. I got these pickled sliced jalapenos. I put this on a lot of things as well. Again, the vinegar in these, great for cutting through the rich foods. And honestly, I like to just eat these straight up sometimes, just as a little snack. I have to get lemons every grocery trip. They brighten up so many things. Citrus is super important in honestly most dishes. If you're ever eating something and you feel like it's just missing something, it's usually lemon. We have this big hunk of meat. Everyone loves beating their meat. This is pork tenderloin. I'm going to cut this up into single serving pieces, bag it myself, save money that way, and I'm gonna do various marinades on it. I like doing it this way so I can have variety. As I said earlier, I did not get my chicken quarter pieces, but they did have my chicken breast, and so I got 2 of the $5 packs. They're just thinly sliced, boneless, skinless chicken breast. And just like the pork, salmon, I'm going to take this out and portion it all into single size servings. I picked out two cans of black beans. I really love black beans. I prepare them really simply. I just whip them up with some seasonings, some onion, some garlic, and when I go to serve them, I chop up a whole bunch of fresh cilantro, top it off, and go to town on it. Here we have a very loud package of a trio of bell peppers. Got orange, red, and yellow. Variety pack. I love bell peppers. I like them prepared in any way, whether they're cooked or raw. I like them all. They're a good staple to have in the fridge. They go with a lot of things, and they give a nice, fresh, vibrant taste. I'm just now realizing I went pretty cabbage heavy on this haul. I got this big jar of shredded sauerkraut. It's just a wonderful snack, in my opinion. I kind of wish I had gotten some sausage to go with this. That would have been really good. Hindsight is 2020. I got these sliced pickled beets. I think I like these. I like things like this. I'm trying to remember if I've had pickled beets. I know I've had pickled turnips. Anyways, these caught my eye. I like stuff like this. It was cheap. It doesn't go bad fast. And I figured that I would get a can to try. Pickles. Some dill pickles. When I'm done eating the spears. I am one of those people who drinks the juice. I was quite disappointed because Sonic, they had a pickle slush, and I was so excited for it, you guys, and it was terrible. It was not like a dill pickle slush. They used what I believe is the bread and butter pickle flavor, and I am not a fan of those at all. And last but certainly not least, I got this spicy chili crisp. This is good as a topping, or I like to saute it up with either the tuna or flake off some salmon, put some of this on here. I think that things like this and sauces, they help jazz up food, so you're more likely to eat at home. You just don't want to overdo it. We've reached the end of this Kroger grocery haul. I always love to see what other people pick out and what they eat in their home, so hopefully you enjoyed getting to see what I eat and enjoy in my house. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.